We can show you the door, but you have to walk through it. Bodybuilding, strength, it's gonna be damn nasty. Any doorway works that's open. And today we're gonna make sure too that if you have a buddy, if you're with the two, what's up? If you have a friend nearby and you're working together, we're gonna make sure that even in a tight doorway space, we're gonna help you figure that out, all right? What's up? How you doing? Not seeing? Hopefully we've got some other folks in the crowd ready to roll. And get your doorway. It's that simple. Doorway only today. Yes, it's hot, humid, so make sure you have some hydration nearby. But other than that, doorway's the plan. And it's about to get nasty. As you see from the title, it is an upper body strength type of day. Be ready to push yourselves. Today, the fine adjustments, like the centimeters of angle and position change, are going to make massive difference in how difficult each of these moves are. So be prepared to adjust and experiment, really analyze what you're doing, where you are, so we can find the perfect challenge. Gravity is going to help us today, but it's not going to be the only thing. We can't just blindly lift a weight. We got to really orient our bodies in the proper side, proper direction, proper placement. So just get ready to mess around with that at will and realize if it doesn't feel quite right, there is a way. Just feel free to move around and experiment. First thing we're doing, and I know your legs might be sore like ours are from 2 days ago. Well, I forget the name of the workout. Number 78, it was
power legs?
Power legs, yes. Get into power legs. Nasty, also nasty stuff. We're gonna start kicking the legs right away. You're coming up to your doorway, real simple. And you can, of course, imagine the doorway at home would be a bit narrower than this. So we're gonna be in one room or the other. So if you got the buddy, you can either flip-flop it or be on the same side, it doesn't matter. We hook the corner like so with this edge grip. And then we bring our hips right up against that corner on the opposite side of the room. I'm gonna lean back and test my grip. Make sure I'm able to hang tight right there. I'm not gripping the molding, I just have that corner grip. This is gonna be quite challenging. So I'm sitting back on the heels, I'm gripping nice and low, and I'm bringing myself to the floor. And ideally, we've done it without help from the back hand on the ground. So instead, all the upper body assistance is coming from this single arm. Come up, and we stand all the way up. We don't change our foot position if we don't need to. And we repeat, in and out. You dig? We're doing it for 1 minute. The game starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. One arm, of course. And if you stumble and fall a little bit, know that that's quite normal. If you need to use that backhand on the ground, do so very carefully. And if you don't want to sit all the way down on the floor, that's fine too. This is more about just getting the whole body moving and getting this grip acquainted with the texture and topography of your doorway, which was my major in university, doorway topography. I have the BBS in doorway topography, the Bachelor of Bullshit. Aha! One of my favorite topics. Working the grip, working the pulling power, and of course getting those legs all loosened up. Now we switch sides. You can either trade with your partner or just move to the other side of the room. And we have the same exact work. I'm bringing my hips right up against that corner. I get this corner grip here with the hand on the far side, in opposite room. Don't pull that molding off, especially if it's grandma's molding. Nah, nah.
No, no, no.
Begin. And if the grip is weird and difficult, that's what we're looking for today. It is not a dumbbell or a barbell handle. This is much more difficult. But so often do we find ourselves with objects like this. Rarely do the things we need to grip in life have the design with grip in mind, with the exception of door handles. Legs. Let the heart rate and the breath rate elevate slightly as we do some big body work. Now, this is where it starts to get funky and we start making really good use of this doorway. We're going to do what we call a doorway rock. There's a push and a pull. I'll show you a couple different angles because it does get nasty and funky. Now I'm standing right here in the doorway and I have my feet about hip width. So should totally be able to fit two people fine width-wise in a door with hip width feet right up against, with the shoulder right up against it. Good. I'm gripping that way, turned out, so my thumb is down and my palm is facing that doorway. This is a little strange grip, but we're going to use it to rock back, do a full row. And then we come back up and lift the chest. Now, once I breach that new room, I'm going to switch my hand position, put it in the original room. And now I'm seeing how far forward I can go. And I dumbbell fly and pull myself out of it. As I rock back, I switch the grip. Make sure I have a strong grip before I make that switch. And I rock in and out. So the pulling hand should be belly height. The dumbbell fly hand should be chest height. So make sure when we switch up here, it goes high, this high. The row is down here, the fly is up here. And whatever else your body wants to do, elbow bend, using of the upper arm, totally up to you, totally fine. We're just rocking back and forth. In the new room, in the old room. Make sure we don't rock so fast that we don't get our grip. No. Especially not on grandma's floor. 1 minute on one side, and then we'll switch and hit the other side, of course. Feet right in line with that door jamb. Not too wide, but some width. Can't do it like this. We got to prevent some twisting. And begin. Start with the row, thumb down. We're nice and close to that door jamb, so the fly isn't very heavy. Low torque. We'll exploit that later for a higher torque fly. Oh, there's a nice natural breeze. Natural. We are, because it's a cool day, we're not using the AC. It's nice outside. Yeah. Pull and fly. It's up to you how far you want to go. I really like to stretch all the way because I trust my grip. And here, my shoulder's open already today, so I'm going all the way in. Dip it. And then the pace and the aggression is also under your control. Don't count reps, just explore the move. Have some fun with it. Good. We'll switch sides. And we proceed. 1 minute. Get in line, shoulder width feet. When we grip, thumb down. When we fly, hand way up here, and we dip into the room. 1 minute, go.
Try to minimize body twisting. Square it up. So we can get a good stretch on that pulling and pushing side. Great. Another 4 minutes as we repeat all that stuff. So starting with that squat with the row. The first thing we did, now that we understand it, we're a little warmed up, we can go much faster, play around with the form a little bit. 1 minute of squat row, go. Think of good pulling mechanics, getting the shoulder blade back and the chest out towards the door jamb. Keep it moving. Warming it up. Relax. Swap sides. Other arm. 1 minute. Go. No quad burn, but it's all good. There we go. Onto that doorway rock. You know how it goes. We stand right next to it. We got the shoulder hip width feet. Thumbs down. Get a nice grip. Hold. Swap the hand. Dumbbell fly. Bring the chest into the room. And when I say minimize twisting, I mean it's real easy when we dip in to twist towards that arm that's reaching. That takes away the responsibility of movement from that shoulder joint. So let's instead even turn away from it to get that pec stretch. And we'll feel the difference. Just be slow with it. Be gentle. 1 minute of doorway rock. Begin. Nice. Here we go. Turning away from the fly. Turning into the pull a little bit. So we can exploit that shoulder joint and its great range of motion. Once you feel it, maybe you can play around with the speed a little. But be sure to confirm the grip before we dip too quickly into either room. Swap it out. Added challenge of getting the elbow straight at the end of both moves. Up to you if you want to go that far. In 3, 2, go. Whoa! Slipping on my grip. Turning into the pull arm, turning away from the chest, fly arm. Oh yeah. Good. And that concludes our warm-up. Now it's time to move into our rep-based strength work. Major focus on the position like we hinted at before. And it's up to you to play around with where you are, how you're turning to get a nice effect. We'll narrate through all the little tricks, talk about it, figure it out together. First move, it is a doorway push-up. And we're going to use the doorway to make sure we can achieve a deeper range of motion than we otherwise could in a regular floor push-up, or even a moderate deficit push-up design. So, like so. Let me show you on that side. In a push-up, the chest or the belly is going to hit the ground right about here. With the doorway, we can dip the body into the new room and get this hand further back into the shoulder range of motion. So make sure you understand that's the purpose. Move accordingly on the doorway. Now, a couple little tricks to make it heavy enough, make it worth it. We need to develop a real steep plank. And then we're going to start with the hand very, very low, because as we approach the door jamb, our body's going to drop relative to the hand placement. Since it is an arc, it's this rotational pathway. A little bit different than what we experience in the regular push-up. Let me show you a couple, and then slowly we'll get a set together. When I say steep plank, you know, if I were home and this were a standard doorway width, I would probably be standing the entire width of the doorway. It's up to you, however. The further away you are, the heavier it's going to be. So I'm going to plank into the door, like so. And I'm dropping my hand so it feels way too low. I almost need to approach like an over cranking of my wrist at this one. I will turn the fingers out just a little bit, just a little turning out of the fingers. And then my goal is to get my chest beyond my thumb. I do have a wide stance. That's very important that we all have a wide stance too. Just like our regular one-arm push-ups on the floor. So get that head through the space. And once again, I'm turning away from that hand, not towards it. Turn away from that hand, and then push all the way up. If your wrist is getting really cranked, consider turning all the way out to the side, like so. This would put the wrist at a more flexed crank. This one is going to negate some of that effect. Totally up to you. So let me jump into this room. I'll show you from this side, and then we're off to get the first set together. Find your plank, hand on that doorway. And I'm not completely in it because obviously the two of us have to work. So I'm with my feet into that new room. Way down, level with the hip almost. Turn the fingers out. And slowly with a wide stance, I'm dropping my chest in front of the door and pushing away. If it's too heavy, I'm going to walk forward. And go here. You'll feel, because it's one-sided, there's a lot of anti-rotation strength happening in this belt. A lot of ab work. So if that is the limiter, so be it. That's totally fine. We're going to start by getting 8 repetitions of this doorway push-up. Get the fullest range of motion possible. That's why we're using this setup. And have wide stance for sure, so we can resist the twist. Other than that, explore it, make it difficult. Realize it is kind of vertical. It's a little bit inclined, so a lot of front shoulder, a lot of upper pec. We should feel that way. 8 slow reps. Make it happen. Start with the hand nice and low, because we will drop to it as we dip. Control in both directions, of course. Halfway, got 4 more. And if you're moving way faster than us, it's too light. So change your setup. Make it heavier. Woo! Okay. Switch hands. Make it happen on the other side. 8 clean reps. Make sure to get the shoulder blades back. Let's get it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Hardest part's the sweaty hands.
Say who?
Sweaty hands are the hard part.
Yes, so if you feel slipping, that means you're not putting the force normal to the door jam. You got to find that perfect angle, just like we do with free weights. All right, so this is a good exploitation. We were actually talking about slide workouts yesterday on the floor. If you got those furniture movers, sliders, another great exploitation of that concept. But slipping in any direction would mean that we're not pushing perpendicular to the door jam. So kind of use that as an indicator of where you got to go. Steer with the elbow, steer with the shoulder girdle. Disney on ice. Right. Work with the friction. Now we do a pullover in the door, a doorway pullover. If you come to Nomad, you know a lot about the ski move, pushing the dumbbells back, getting the shoulder blades back. That's kind of the motion we're going to have here. Now I get level with the door. I'm nowhere near as far away as I was with that push-up. Now I'm right in line with my feet. Again, I have a wide stance. And now I have the palm right there. Make sure my forearm and my elbow can hang off the side. So I got my palm, my fingertips, and it's cocked a little bit out to the side like so I have that pressure. And look at how close I am once more. That foot is almost touching the doorway, if not completely there. And then what we're going to do is dip back and dip forward. Show you this side. Right next to that doorway, palm, so that my elbow can move freely. And this arm stays almost straight. We're not rowing like we did with the warm-up. We're doing pullovers. Sit back. And pull into it. And as I pull in, I'm thinking down, down and away. And this should be extremely heavy. I can barely get into the new room with that. We're going to get 8, of course, switch, get 8 on the other side. Be very careful with this one. The grip can come loose a little bit. Let's go. 8. Keep a long, straight arm. 7. 6. 5. 4. And it took us a couple reps, but now we have figured out how to make this difficult. 3. 2. And 1. We need that wide stance to prevent the twist. Let's hit it again. It helped me also not to be directly in line, but a little step forward.
I needed it too.
Was a little helpful.
Oh,
Let's get
yeah.
in.
That's it.
8. 7. 6, and get as deep into the range of motion as your strength can tolerate. 5, as you can see for us, it's not that far. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Back to the front side. Now we have a fly. This is very similar to the fly we had in the doorway rock. Now we're just doing that fly, but we're looking for a bigger range of motion and a little more strength, a little more force out of it. Once again, I'm getting in line. This time I'm a little bit away. I'm a little step out. And I'm going to put the heel of my hand, so the entire surface of the hand gets cradled right here. I don't want just the fingers. We'll use that later to exploit the grip. But I want the entire surface of the hand up there. About shoulder height. Nice wide stance. And slowly we dip in and turn the cheek away. And then we come back out. And if it feels very bicep-y, you can maybe get further away from the wall. Let me show you a couple. Couple on the other side, so you can see. In line with the door, about a step away. Shoulder height, entire hand gets cradled. I'm dipping in. Going to my toes. Coming back out. Dipping in. Turning the cheek away. Avoid this where we just turn into the hand. We won't get that pec range of motion. We want to turn away from the hand. That's doing the work. Pick a side to start on, doesn't matter because we're getting both. 8 per arm, slowly, carefully, control in both directions. This many, let's go. Okay. 8. Turning away from the working hand. 7. 6. A lot of strength happening. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Awesome. Other side of the room, other arm. Another 8 of these good ones. Find that good range of motion. Find the good power. Make it happen. Turning away from that working arm. Ooh, so really stretch your back. Beautiful. Oh, nasty. One last move in this series. It's the door rear delt. Once again, I'm in line. It's essentially what we just did, the fly, but we flip around and put the pressure on the back side. But we're going to make a fist, and we're going to use this gooey part of the hand to touch the wall. So it's not on the bony forearm. It's not on the knuckles like we've done in the past on the wall where it's lighter. Squishy chunk. I'll show you a couple. Once again, we're in line, and this time we will take a little step forward, just like we did for the pullovers. I have my fist out, shoulder height, slight elbow bend, but it will get nowhere near 90 degrees. Keep it open. Sit back, turning into the working hand, and then chest out. It's very important to go chest out and not just push away, but lift the sternum in the direction of reach. Shake up on this side. I'm in line, and I take a step forward. Put the back of the fist shoulder height. I dip, I got the wide stance. Lean back and look a little into it. Come out and lift the chest. Ah. Sit back, look a little into it, and push out. And we might as well start here, shall we? 8 reps per arm, wide stance. Very careful with this one. Make sure you know what's behind you in case you do fall. Let's go. 8. Chest out. 7. Chest out. Tricep. 6. Chest out. 5. 4. Chest out. 4. Chest out. 3. Reach. 2. Reach. Last one. Inhale. Other side, of course. We're in line. Take a mini step forward. We have a super wide stance. Put the squish on the doorway. And let's dip into it for 8. Turning into the working hand for this one. And then away with the reach of the chest. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Yeah. Shake it out. We're raising the sails for 1 minute straight. Keep it fast. And then we loop back to the beginning. This is the raising of the sails. Seated, standing, I don't care. Wherever you want to be, it's all about the upper body. Reaching as high as you can. 1 minute. It's a long time. Let's go. Fatigue the front shoulders a little bit. Make sure we're not here, but reach, 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 reach. Open up the lats. Get everything working. Next will be that push-up. That deep range, strong push-up. So just expect it next. As soon as we're done with these. Start thinking ahead. For now, just tolerate this endurance component. If this is easy to you, just go fast. There is a speed that will make it difficult. Relax. Shake it out. Now we have those push-ups. Reminder, the purpose of the doorway is to get a deeper range. So make sure we stand in the right fashion to allow that. If it's too heavy, we're going to stop our range of motion early. So walk towards the wall if you need to, make it a little bit lighter. Hit me with the 8s. This one we have that big separation away. The hand is very low. Like we talked about the slipping, be careful. Push directly into the door, and we should minimize the slipping. Turn the fingers out. Let's go. Wide feet, of course. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Nice. Switch hands. Same setup. Make sure you're a similar distance away so it's about as heavy as the other side, if not more. Wide feet. Turn the fingers out. Drop the hand low for starters. Turn the cheek away from the working hand. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. On the ski move, the pullovers. And like we all modified, we start in line and then we take a step forward to begin this one. Palm on the doorway. Bend the knees, wide feet. Dip into it for 8. And then chest out. 7. Oh, God. 6. 5. 4. Push down and feel the lat. 3. 2. And 1. Wow. Other side. Palm into it. We're in line with the door jam. Take a half step forward. Palm it. And sit. And then chest out. 8. 7. And if your door jam can't handle this amount of pressure, it'll never handle an earthquake. So call your contractor. Let them know. Didn't pass inspection. 4 more. Oh. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Flies. Turn around, now it's all about the palm. But again, make sure the entire surface of the hand is up against the doorway. No part of it's hanging. We're in line. We step out. We go shoulder height. Wide, a little bit bent. And make sure with this, as we dip, we turn away from the working hand. Give me 8. Go deep. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Other arm. Here we go. Make sure it's a challenge. Experiment with your foot position, front, back, side to side. Make sure it's difficult. Let's get 8. Flies. Perfect. Perfect. Last move in the series. That rear delt, the squish of the fist is back here. We get in line. We take a step forward. Shoulder height. This time when we dip into it, we're going to turn into the working hand. And we come out, we're going to turn out of the working hand. And present the chest. 8. Turn it in. Yeah, chest out. 7. Turn in. Chest out. 6. In. chest out. 5, in, chest out. 4, in, chest out. 3, in, chest out. 2, in, chest out. 1. Yeah. Other side. Wow. In line, step forward, shoulder height, wide feet. Go. 8. Turn into the arm that's working a little, and then turn out as we lift. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Great. Raise the sails in 3, 2, 1. Fast. Get those arms up. Burn the delt a little. And if it's way too easy, just go fast. If you're ever going into a workout, no matter what the stuff is, whatever the activity is, swimming, lifting, Zumba, there's a way to make stuff a little more challenging. There's always a way to take on more challenge. So if you ever just get through it and you're thinking to yourself, oh man, no big deal. Well, that's what you decided to take on that day. With these, we can go faster. Reach higher. So if any workout's over and you're like, oh, whatever, just that's what you decided to take. There's always a way. Even if it's a super light, easy move, make it more precise, make it more controlled. Play with your breath rhythm. So you can take fewer, slower, larger breaths. You know the modifications. Make sure you leave with the experience you came to get. We're on our third and final cycle. Push-ups first. And with this one, if you want it heavier, you just walk the feet away until it approaches horizontal.
He said this is going to be nasty, but this is just awesome.
I'm really enjoying this one.
Let's do it.
Third and final cycle. If you haven't yet found what you came to get today, based on the title, based on where your head is at, let's find it now, okay? Make sure it's a challenge. 8. Careful with the slippage. We talked about wide feet, low hand, fingers turned out. Give me the heaviest 8 that we can tolerate right now. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Elbows pressing. Low, turn out, big plank. 8 of them. Last 7 of these push-ups today. Mondo, nasty-o. We got our pullovers. We're in line. Take a step forward. We're close though. Bend. Palm. Push down and chest out as we get it. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Yay. Switch up. Side. Step forward. Palm it. 8. Oh! 7. Almost lost that one. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Flies. Palm up. Turning away from it. Give me 8. Wide feet. Knees bent. We'll do it. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Other side. Wide feet in line, shoulder height with the entire palm on the wall. Go. Turning away. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Love it. Rear delt. Final piece of the sequence. Squish of the fist. We're in line. Wide. Take a mini step forward. 8 of them. Leg up. Turn in. Chest out. Turn in. Chest out. 3. 4. Wow. Yeah. 5. 6. 7. 8. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Last piece of this sequence. Side, a little front, shoulder height squish. Turn into it as we dip. Turn out of it as we reach. 8. 7. 6. 2, and 1. Shake it out. Very nice.
I now get walls and doorways.
Fuck them all. Excellent work. Very good job. Of course, we have a finisher.
But before the finisher, what do you call a horse with insomnia?
A horse with insomnia.
A nightmare.
Wow. You heard it first.
You could argue that it technically needed to be a female horse in order to be a nightmare, because then it would be a night stallion, which isn't as funny.
Now we work the finger and wrist flexors for the finisher. It's a 1 minute hold per side, and we return to the fly, the doorway fly. Palm is up, lean into it. We're no longer doing repetitions. We're gonna hold steady in one position. And we made a big point to make sure that the entire surface of the palm is in that door jam. So we can just worry about the pec strength. But now we're going to bring, if this is the edge of the door, we're gonna bring the hand here. So it's in the last little joints of the fingers. And we'll try to plank the wrist and finger angle. Don't allow it to crank back too far. Make sure we use the strength to keep it right here. We're pushing against the edge of the door. And then we're in fly. So our body weight is doing the efforting for us. We just hold for 1 minute. Let me show you the position and then we'll get into it, and that's the end. Well done, y'all. Once again, I'm in line. Take a step out, I'm wide. And like I said, I'm no longer with the full palm. I'm sliding out, and see how little of my hand, of my fingers, just the last little joints there, I can put in contact with the door jam and keep myself there. And then once I have that position, I'm going to lean forward. And there it is. If I want it to be heavier, I'll lean more forward or walk the feet further back. But the whole time I want to stay in line. So the chest with the upper arm, with the forearm, with the finger and wrist. If it turns into this, it's not what we're looking for. So make sure we have that. 1 minute, then we'll do the other side. In 3, 2, begin. If it feels light at first, give it a second, because a minute is a long time. Stay strong. We're halfway, 30 seconds. Work those grip muscles. Final 15. Stay strong. Lean into it some more, 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Of course, we're not gripping anything, but the muscles that do that are the same ones that are doing the resistance right now. So I kind of had it like on this line. It was barely able to touch the tip of my thumb. Try to mimic that. Other side, 1 minute to finish. In 3, 2, fingertips, lean. Make sure the shoulder, upper arm to forearm to wrist to fingers, all one line. 30 seconds, lean into it. Last 10, let's lean. Oh, God. Relax. Got it. Wow. We should feel it right there in that block. Wrist and finger flexor meet. Very nice. Pretty comprehensive. We hit all the bases of the upper body. And I feel a lot under my ribs. Do you feel abs?
Yeah, a lot of core.
Very twisty.
Abs.
Twisty turny, twist it, bop it, pull it, etc. Yeah, killer. We crushed that one.
The skulls.
Beautiful work. Have a lovely day. Make sure you drink a lot of water, eat a lot of good food to support all this great work you're doing and your overall well-being outside of this stuff.
And always respect grandma's wallpaper.
Bruh. Bruh.
I don't even want to think.
Grandma, please. And if you don't have grandma's wallpaper to respect, just know that at the base of it, it means there's shit that other people find very important that you might not understand. So respect that.
Yeah.
Respect those differences, okay? Preach. Love ya.
Much love.
Have a nice day. See you tomorrow.